he quite literally saved our democracy, and we owe him a debt of gratitude. He is a man that walks with a big heart. He's got a really generous spirit, and I wish him all the best in his retirement. We're not going to see the last of him. He will still be in the background supporting whomever is the ultimate candidate on that ticket.
Kristin, you sound like you're actually a bit sad about this. That actually would you have preferred Joe Biden to stay in the race?
I'm just sad. I'm sad that under the circumstances under which he's leaving, he did not want to leave. He wanted to carry on because his performance over the last 3.5 years has been tremendous. He has achieved a lot. And unfortunately, the way that the discussion has gone, it has just led us down this path of only talking about the things that are actually, in many ways, not all that important.
It's worth actually listening to this, just the change in Joe Biden. Here he was in 2020 when he was full of energy and optimism.
The people of this nation have spoken. They've delivered us a clear victory, a convincing victory, a victory for we the people. We've won with the most votes ever cast on a presidential ticket in the history of the nation. 74 million.
And then here he was just a couple of weeks ago in that now infamous debate with Donald Trump.
Child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our health care system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
So let's now speak to Kristin Kaplin Wolfe, Chair of Democrats Abroad UK. Hi, Kristin.
Hi, how are you, Matt?
I'm very good. I'm very good. How do you feel listening to those clips? Only 4 years ago, Joe Biden becoming president and then having to pull out.
Well, listening to those clips, first I have to say that the debate clip that you shared, it was a bad night, and he admitted that, but he went on to have some really electric rallies in Michigan and North Carolina. And so it's unfortunate that the press hasn't picked up on those really electrifying moments as opposed to focusing on the one bad night, and he's a human being. And so, but
Kristin,
where we're at now,
Kristin, there are loads of examples of that happening. And surely the president of the United States has a higher bar to clear than managing to get through a public event without losing his way.
Well, you know what? I mean, President Biden would not lose his way. And I know that there's been a lot of things said. At this point, though, really, the focus is on the future, because we're at now is obviously he has stepped out of the race. And, I have to say it's a really bittersweet day, because there are a lot of people in this party who really love Joe Biden. They think that he has done not just a tremendous job over 50 years, but in the last 3.5 years, he quite literally saved our democracy. And we owe him a debt of gratitude. He is a man that walks with a big heart. He's got a really generous spirit. And, I wish him all the best in his retirement. We're not going to see the last of him. He will still be in the background supporting whomever is the ultimate candidate on that ticket.
Kristin, you sound like you're actually a bit sad about this. That actually would you have preferred Joe Biden to stay in the race?
I'm just sad. I'm sad that under the circumstances under which he's leaving, he did not want to leave. He wanted to carry on because his performance over the last 3.5 years has been tremendous. He has achieved a lot. And unfortunately, the way that the discussion has gone, it has just led us down this path of only talking about the things that are actually, in many ways, not all that important. But when you look at the record of accomplishment, what he's done with healthcare costs, what he's done in terms of trying to do his best to protect reproductive freedoms, to get our country building again. Our economy is booming. He's done so much for so many people. And I think, he deserves the credit that he has not yet received from the outside world, but certainly within the party, he's now starting to see emerge. So, I am sad, but, I also look to the future. I'm a pragmatist. We've got an election in less than 4 months, and we need to keep going.
Okay, you? Like I said, you're from Democrats Abroad UK. What do people in Britain need to know about Kamala Harris if she is the Democratic nominee?
Well, so first off, can I just clarify a little
Yeah.
bit about the process? Because the process itself has not yet been fully clarified. She has put in her nomination papers, so she is definitely, going to be in the running. But she herself has said that she wants to have a process in place where she can earn the votes of the Democratic delegates that are going to be at that convention. So there's going to be a session on Wednesday with the Democratic National Committee. They're going to lay out what that process is. If someone else comes forward, they come forward. But what I can say is this, is Kamala Harris is phenomenal. And she rightly deserves to be on, I think, our ticket. And, we will have debate, I'm sure, as a party if someone does come forward. But at the end of the day, she has served her state as a attorney general, our largest state in the country. She has gone on to be a U.S. Senator for 6 years. She has been our vice president for nearly the 4 years that she's been in office. And she has worked her tail off on things like reproductive freedoms for women, which we all know has been a catastrophe under Donald Trump and the appointees that he put onto the Supreme Court. She's been a advocate for social justice, which is very important to our voter base. And she's big on climate, she's big on unions, and she's a champion of the underdog. So I think in Kamala Harris, we have hopefully finally broken through, the energy gap, if you will, that's been out there about people, being lackluster about this election. She's going to electrify it, and here we go.
Well, exactly right. There's a little way to go as well yet. Kristin, really good to speak to you. Kristin Kaplin Wolfe there, Chair of Democrats Abroad UK. Really appreciate your time today.